Howdy y'all, and welcome back to I Am Abled Because I Am is Able. So, where have I been? I've had a few of you reach out to me and ask me that very question, and so I wanted to address this before I start posting new videos because I've been kind of roadblocked by it. So there are 4 major reasons that I wanted to address. The first is pain management, which probably won't come as any surprise to you if you've been keeping up with my videos. The last couple of videos I already did talk about having some pain spirals and dealing with that. And while I haven't been living in that pain spirals, I have been struggling with pain management, which has made filming quite difficult. The second thing that also relates to my health is I've had 2 bouts with complete loss of voice, anywhere from the start of which being 24 hours or so with total loss of voice and weakness ranging a few days to a week. It's happened twice. I believe it has to do with stress and hormones given what's been going on in my life lately. And if it continues, I will be seeing a doctor about it. But for right now, I just thought that it was good not to film when I had absolutely no voice. The third thing is that I've been dealing with grief. If I'm perfectly honest, I've had a few dear loved ones and friends pass away in a short period of time, and it's been very hard for me to process this grief. And it even clouds my ability to post on Facebook simple paragraphs about encouragement and joy when I'm not processing life very well right now. So that's been a pretty big deal. But the fourth is probably the biggest reason and biggest event that has changed in my life since my last posting. And that occurred actually literally probably days after my last video that I posted. That is that my dad had a stroke. Actually, he had 2 strokes. How is my dad doing? Well, he never lost his feet. He never had paralysis. He never had the slurred speech or the lack of speech. And he never had a change of face, change of taste. All of that was perfectly fine. And it still is pretty fine. The majority of what is going on right now has to do with the underlying health problems that come after a stroke that most people don't even think about, and I don't know if I can address in this video. But basically, the major thing is extreme tiredness and balance issues and processing tasks and chores in a proper way and short-term memory stuff. Without getting into greater detail, those are the biggest things. There are a lot of underlying things that also come with that, but those are the major deals. It turns out that there are 2 major kind of strokes. Well, there's probably much more than that, but the way that I think of a stroke, and I've had a lot of loved ones live through strokes and deal with that, is the blood on the brain. And that's what I think of when I think of a stroke. But my dad's kind of stroke was somewhere between the heart and the brain. And I am saying this publicly on film because I want other people to know that this can happen, because it's not something I ever thought of. And I thought I knew about strokes. Heart conditions can lead to some of these kind of strokes. This is not a stroke that's caused by stress. This is a stroke that's caused more by possibly heart or blood conditions that can cause this. So it was a complete surprise to us. And our family dynamic changed a bit because of it, because typically we had a family of 3 in our house. That's not to say my brother didn't exist. He just doesn't live here. We had a family of 3 in our house. two of which dealt with chronic pain and illness, my mom and I, while my dad was the healthy one. And that's how our family functioned for a long time as a team. And that meant that my dad would do a lot of the strong person things, the healthy people things. And when this happened, it kind of flipped that switch. And now my mom and I kind of take turns being the healthy one while my dad is recovering. And so we're this kind of strange, wobbly little tripod situation going on with our little team of three. One of the major changes because of that is that due to his really tiredness and some visual differences due to the stroke, my dad can't drive right now. So I've been actually having to step up a lot and really challenge myself in driving. And my mom's been having to do more driving. And so that's been a challenge. In some ways, a real blessing of a challenge, because I truly don't think I would have thought that I could go that far in driving at this point had it not been for the extreme circumstances. I went from driving 10 minutes, maybe 25 at the tops, to, my mom will drive the freeway one way and I'll drive us the back roads coming home, and it can take us about 50 to 60 minutes to get home. But I don't feel safe on the freeway with my equilibrium when I change my heads too fast, turn my head too fast. But I can do it on back roads or basically everything but freeway. So yeah, that's been a blessing. One of the other things that's actually quite a blessing to me is because of this stroke, he's had to do occupational and physical therapy, and we've really only started the occupational part at this point. By the time this is shared, we would have started physical therapy. But I've been kind of getting a therapy buddy through this, in a sense, because really we're holding each other accountable. For so long, I've had to do therapies kind of not totally on my own, but I mean, my dad had to work all day and my mom would have to take care of the house stuff. And so, I tended to have to do most of the therapy either at the therapy location or on my own at home. And now I have someone to kind of do it with, or at least do it near and hold each other accountable. So I would say, to me, that's a blessing. I don't know if my dad sees it that way or not. He seems to enjoy it too. But yeah, it's got its ups and downs. This time right now, there are some sad things, some scary things for all of us, I think. Probably the hardest thing right now is not knowing when he can get back to work. So we are super, super grateful for emergency medical leave capability, and that's where we're at. That's all I feel like I could or should share right now. But it definitely takes up a lot of time between driving to doctor's appointments and therapies, and then doing the therapies and the housework and anything else. By the end of the day, I'm usually pretty tired. So this is the first time I've had the time to sit down for long stretches at a time to film. And that is not a complaint. That's just life. I do have other films. Film is not the right word. I have other videos that are already ready to publish or share with you all. And I'm looking forward to doing that, some of which were filmed last year. An update on my rose clippings is one of those things. And also a couple little surprises that are ready to go. And I have some other things in the works that I'm hoping to be able to share with you, to film in the first place, but also to share with you. It's just a matter of when my body and time will allow for that. Between voice and pain scales and coping with stress and time management, I have no idea what's coming next. But I thank you for coming along with me on the journey. I really thank you to everyone out there who has noticed that something is different and has reached out to ask about that. And I hope that I continue to honor God with whatever I share and honor my family as well. And yeah, that's all I have for tonight. I hope you all are blessed. Thank you for watching so far. And ciao for now. I don't know where that went. There it is. Ah! Sorry, my remote's been on the blink lately. All right. Bye.